And we're live. We're live. What happened to my thumbnail? Well, here we go, guys. We are live. We're going to wait for everybody to come in. We're doing What Do You Drink on Keto, and we're going to do a little bit of the follow-up to the Dr. Oz show. So they sent me the clips, and it is so not fun to look at myself. I had 5 pounds of makeup on, not my shade of color. I feel like I look like a vampire. Anyway, what's up, guys? What is up? Glad to be aboard. I'm glad that you're aboard as well, Kurt. Okay, so we're going to talk about what do you drink on the ketogenic diet. I'm just saying. So I've been eating liver for like a month straight, which I still have it, but then today I'm making chicken drummies, and actually I don't feel like chicken drummies. Ugh. So when that alarm clock goes, or the bell goes off, I gotta go. So here we go. Let's get this popping. Yes. Eden says, thank you, Stephanie, for all these fabulous live talks. Thank you so much. Yo, happy Monday, right? So you guys, I'm back. The last live stream I did was in New Jersey. I know I'm saying it wrong, I don't care. With JJ, so I stayed with JJ and his daughters and his family, which was really nice. What up, Dom? Can't wait to see it, even though I'm not a big fan of, yeah. Well, I can say that the show is a production, right? Actually, Mehmet Oz he was like a teddy bear. He was very, very sweet. I didn't get to talk to him that long. I was doing like Instagram stories in backstage, and he was like photo bombing back behind me. He was very sweet. He was very genteel. And that's what I was saying about my experience in Jersey, was that he was very sweet. And, you guys, I think they work on like 5 TV shows at once. So they have to call a lot of people and contact a lot of people and organize a lot of people and do a bunch of research. So I would say that the show today, it's a lot of work, because it's not like other shows, right, where you're just talking. He's got to follow like health segments nonstop, ad nauseum, segment after segment after segment after segment, guest after guest after guest after guest. I mean, it's just nonstop. So I was like, this would be draining for me to work on. Like, it's a lot of work working on those shows, that show. They told me that I could be myself. They told me to explain my modified version of keto. So what I tried to explain to you guys who keep barking in my ear about the politics around the Dr. Oz show, it didn't affect me whatsoever. So you guys really need to accept that, because a lot of people want to, with Mr. Bleh, Mr. Bleh, his video on the show. Yo, that is so much drama. I was on the show, you guys. It was chill. Like, the staff were chill. They were super nice. They allowed my friend JJ to go backstage to the seats on the stage and back and forth, and nothing was ever a problem. So I had a really good experience. I just saw the clips. Lord have mercy. I do not like the makeup that woman put on me. She was lovely, lovely woman, but I look like a vampire. I am not kidding. I just saw the clips right now. I was like, no. You have to learn how to blend brown skin foundation, okay? Because I look like a vampire. It did not look like me. I was like, I look like a vampire. I look like a vampire. You guys see, I don't look like a vampire up close. I look like a vampire. And then I had dark blue eyeshadow, and I hate dark blue eyeshadow on my skin. I just want natural colors, like warm things like browns and burnt oranges and I don't like blue on my face. Never have. Why do makeup artists always try to put blue on me? I don't understand. Why you be putting blue on my skin? It don't work. Yo, and the foundation, I look like a vampire. But the clip itself was good. I looked at my face, I was like this for a second. I was like, Stephanie, smile, smile. Hey, Deborah. Blue is Halloween color, hee hee. Well, they had this was a heavy loaded show of keto and low carb and blah, blah, blah. So they had a million guests on the show. And I was the last person to get my makeup artist on. And she was like, she was like, spackle blend. And like, she literally had, I think she had 8 minutes to put on my makeup. And so I'll give that to her. She didn't have enough time to blend because I'm a brown skin person. So you gotta know how to use makeup on brown skin. It's not the same as a white person, y'all. Y'all need to understand that white people makeup does not work on brown skin. It doesn't. Sorry. I don't know how many times I've been to Sephora and all these other places, and you trying to find the color that matches your skin, it is so hard. It is so hard. So as I was growing up, all my white girlfriends could go find foundation. Like, it would have been better if I just went the way I am right now. Like, pretty clean with my freckles and like melasma. Like, I just would have been better like that. Anyway, surprise makeup. At all. Hey, what up, girl? Yes. So yeah, I think that is my biggest complaint, that I felt like I know I look like a vampire. I know for a fact I did. I was like, that doesn't even look like me. First of all, I don't like a lot of makeup. But if you can do makeup, I like it to be super natural, thick eyebrows, like what's in trend, like lipstick that matches your coloring, and foundation, please, that matches my skin color. And no blue. No blue, no purple, not me, unless it's for an art piece or art photo shoot or high fashion. But if on the daily, no, earth tone colors. No blue. And it was like a dark blue on really white foundation. Oh, and the blush was like white people blush. It was pink. Really, really pink blush, so. But other than that, it was really cool. What do you think carnivore works, Steph? Okay, I'm going to talk about water too, because the people watching the replay are going to have a heart attack that I'm just going on about the Dr. Oz show. On the flip side, we know you look good without makeup, but this is a funny ass story. I know. I look better like I look right now than on the show. Now, my clothing was I slayed the clothing. Y'all, like, nobody's ever dressed like that, yo. I slayed it. Slayed the outfit. I had been thinking about it. The second they said do it, I slayed it. Anyway, I digress. So, carnivore diet, then I'm going to talk about how much, what can you drink on keto, and then I'm going to take your questions. And it is still warm in Cali. It is still fan-freaking-tastic. But before I go into the carnivore diet, I just want to say that my experience on the Dr. Oz show was so fun. It was so cool. The staff was amazing. The producers were amazing. I don't know what the big controversy is. There was never a problem. They spoke to me on the phone hours, like making sure that I felt comfortable to say what I wanted to say. So what is I don't get the controversy. They literally were like, you be you, say what you need to say. They told me the topic, right? But they were like, just do you. And I did. So, like, I really did me, like, totally full out. So, you only have a few minutes to try to explain what you're trying to explain. And that's the only thing that sucks, is you don't have a lot of time. So, but anyway, I digress. Let's talk about the carnivore diet really quick. We got 101 people. Thank you so much, Janae. Thank you. And you know what about the Dr. Oz show? Like, I'm not trying to do a media blitz. You know, you guys know that I started doing this because my mom had terminal brain cancer, stage 4 glioblastoma, no chance of survival. Like, that's the reason why I started doing this 10 years ago and vlogging about it before everybody started yapping about keto. And I wasn't trying to do media blitz. And they contacted me. So it just was like a feel good moment when you're not trying to be on conventional media and then you are, and it's smooth and it was easy. And I went in there and 4 days and then came back home. You guys know, the people who know me here, I just literally jumped on my bike when I got home. I got out of the airport, took an Uber, jumped on my bike, and I was just riding in the sunshine like, I love California. Sorry, you guys who don't live here, you don't even know what you're missing. It is the bomb here. And now, I've traveled so much, but now I really realize it. To like the chat, collapse the chat window, hit the thumbs up, then reopen the chat to watch me. This. So Deborah's my mod, and she's just explaining people. A lot of people don't even know how to like up the chat. So there's an X in the right corner. You gotta exit out, and then you'll see the like button. Want to see more vids with your mom? Yeah. So I'm like trying to figure out if I'm gonna bring my mom here for Thanksgiving or take her there. And the sad thing is like they wanted to do a whole piece on my mom and I on the Dr. Oz show, and I didn't have pictures of her and I together recently. It was really pathetic. I was like, that's bad. So I'm like, I need to go and do that now. Okay. Carnivore diet. Let's do this. You 100-something people here, you want to know about the carnivore diet? Because I think that that's going to end up being on TV shows soon as well. Now, I'm not a carnivore diet expert, but what I can say is that I have applied as sort of a keto carnivore version to my clients on my Keto Course Facebook page. That's a membership page. And I've just been running this course for a couple of years, and you hit these people with histamine intolerance. You hit people with all types of issues, but I didn't ever think before to cut out the vegetables, because I think this is such a great, LA ain't got nothing on Manhattan. Sorry, Manhattan was annoying, loud, dirty. I've been there 10 times. LA is the bomb. Nope. LA is the shite. Sorry. I've been traveling all around the world. I lived in Europe 16 years, and jag bodde I Sverige för nästan 11 år. I lived in Sweden, y'all. Cali, that's what's up. Been to Egypt, been to South America, been to Cuba, been all over the place. Cali is where it's at. Been to Africa, lived in a village for 2 months. Child. Okay, here we go. So, a lot of people have, and I'll describe the autoimmunity. And I mean, people, like, it's hard to talk about this with people that don't know about it because they think you're crazy when you talk about the carnivore diet. And when I first heard about the carnivore diet, I also thought people were cray-cray. Okay. I had seen videos on autogenous a long time ago, but I was like, I wasn't ready for what he was saying, so I didn't even So essentially, you guys, we're supposed to eat plants in season, and we don't. That's a problem when you're just having kale, cauliflower, and I don't care, whatever vegetable you're having, or even fruit all year long, because we can go to the supermarket and get our produce. And nobody think they're like, oh, it's so healthy because somebody told you that it was so healthy. So then you buy and eat that Kool-Aid. It's nonsense. Because we have to think about, and I've said this before, you guys, that all of our produce, fruits and vegetables, have been genetically altered by man and its dirty little grubby fingers. So that messes you up. And I literally, because the only time I'm around like a large group of people is when I'm at the gym. And I can look at, or at the airport, which is a really great place to look at like a lot of demographics, cultures. Like my flight had a lot of Chinese people on it, and it was a lot of older Chinese people. And nobody was really overweight. They were like out of shape. They were a little, they had some issues. They definitely had issues. You can see health issues on people who start going like 45 and plus in age. But the carnivore diet is it's essentially cut out all your vegetables. Now, some people do a raw version of it, and some people do a seared, like barely cooked, like a rare cooked meat, or some people do fully cooked. And when I first heard this, I thought, how can that be possible? Won't you become constipated? You won't get enough nutrients in your body. We need the prebiotic fiber to grow the probiotic foods that were from the probiotic or fermented foods that we're eating. And I just couldn't understand how you could just eat meat. It seemed completely irrational, illogical. But when you break down plants and the nutrients, and what are the most nutrient dense animals and animal parts in comparison to your fruits and vegetables and grains, and deconstruct what's in all of these plants and meats and fat, it's black and white that you can survive on fatty meats and organ meats without eating a drop of vegetables. And that seemed ludicrous at one point. I promise I'll talk to you about the liquids. I just think this is such a great question about the carnivore diet. And because so many of you guys, and I've been doing consultations for years and years and years now, and everybody's got problems. Everyone. I don't care if the 22-year-old I was talking to today, his name is Skinner, lovely guy. He was sick for the last week. He had laryngitis, and he was really sick, and what else with Skinner? He was wasted, he's been wasted, tired lately. So his immune system was pretty low. He's very red and blotchy around his skin, and I want to tell him to start deconstructing the plant source foods that he's eating, but at this juncture, he just won't listen at 22. But the point is that plants, and I've said this before, this is nothing new to people who follow me all the time or other people who already know this stuff, but plants have plant chemicals. They're called anti-nutrients, the general term, and if you break it down, they're called things like salicylates and oxalates and goitrogens and nightshades and lectins and phytates. These things are no joke. And the irony is about seeds, right? Seeds and nuts. These are the babies of plants. They are to be put into the soil and grow into a full adult plant. So you have to imagine that those seeds and nuts are loaded in anti-nutrients so they can survive. Because if any predator can just come around and whatever mammal or small animal or insect can come and start chewing on it, they won't survive. And then we won't have oxygen and we won't have life itself. So plants are very smart. Over time, they've been around on this planet a lot longer than us, and they've found a way to survive. And here us dum-dums go and just eat it raw. Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, just eating all your food raw. It just can't go that way, you guys. You have to realize you are not farming your foods. Okay, the seeds, everything has been manipulated by man. We're eating things out of season. Yes, plants want to live like we do. And so, let's say, people can go and eat all types of plant source foods, and they're seemingly to be healthy, but they look bloated, or they've got broken blood vessels around the nose, or they've got skin issues, or they just look estrogen dominant, and you would never equate it to their diet because it's seemingly appearing to be healthy. And so I now can see when people eat nuts, I can just see it on their skin. It's so irritated, their skin, so irritated. And like, people are like, I don't eat peanuts, but I eat almonds. I'm like, almonds are originally very toxic for humans to eat. We have selectively bred and hybridized this baby plant, which is an almond, to be edible. But people are sensitive to these things, and they would never think that eating a handful of almonds would create some of their symptoms of tired, blood sugar dysregulation, skin issues, inflammation. They would never make that connection because we're taught that it's super healthy. So some people have, so when people create leaky gut, which is holes within the small intestine sits right below the stomach. And if you're growing up on cheese and like sick cow cheese and grains and A1 sick cow cheese and grains, these are the catalysts, right? If you're a smoker, if you're drinking Diet Coke, if you're having chemicals, if you're not eating organic stuff, like all the, if you're eating like candy with red dye number 5, these things poke holes in the gut wall. And as soon as those holes are there, and then you go have some like like soda, or you'll have some medication for something, or you'll have like something that has a lot of mold in it, on it, around it, mycotoxins, and you have antibiotics, it's a wrap. You're screwed. You're screwed. Your gut is like period in trouble. And then when you eat certain plants, it exacerbates the problem. So you become almost allergic, right? You become very sensitive to a lot of plants. Some people have it so bad they can't eat anything. And that's where the carnivore diet comes into play. Because if you're inflamed and you've got like freaking scabs on your scalp and elbows and hands, and you've got autoimmunity, and you've got lupus, or you've got Crohn's, or you've got diverticulitis, you have all this kind of weird stuff, you need to cut out the plant, all of it. Get rid of it. Even though we're omnivores. Because the gut wall is so weak, it can't handle the wee bit amount of anti-nutrients. So really the best thing to do is cook your plants, but not too much, because cooking creates carcinogens and toxins. So we've put ourselves in a real big mess, because we got to be like this. Now, if you guys take cultures around the world, they know what to do. We are dumb, seriously dumb idiots. Because we just go to the store and we buy it from the supermarket. We don't even look at the ingredients half the time. We don't know where our food came from, and we just stick it in our mouth. And it's like, how many guys in my gym don't have the gains? Now, women can hide, right? Women can just be skinny, and you can't, you know, if a girl's skinny, then she's like, skinny. But for me, who has muscles, right? If my hormones were compromised because of plants, for example, or damage, you would see me get fat around the middle, my muscles would be gone, and you would see it on me. But an average woman, you can't see that. But on a man, sorry, man, it is very clear when your body's responding, your hormones are responding to the anti-nutrients. So this is the reason why people do carnivore, because this will help the gut finally heal. And the problem with the carnivore diet is that you can't just eat protein. If you're not eating carbohydrates, you need to eat enough fat so you can create enough viable ketones so you don't injure your thyroid or your adrenals as you are just eating straight up proteins and fatty meats. Sprouted pumpkin seeds is, like I said, Lexi, they're baby seeds, and they have a lot of phytates in them. So that's a no. So yes, ancient cultures of Lashonda, they would soak their nuts. Like, these people were so genius, and we look at them like they're primitive cultures. No, we're the arse backwards idiots. We're stupid. I've been stupid, and I'm trying to crawl out of the matrix. You guys, these people were so smart. They fermented everything. Like the Eskimos would ferment their fat and buried it underground and eat that stuff a year later. It's amazing. Like these cultures that fermented the foods and soaked the nuts, they were very smart. And we're so stupid, and we just fight each other on dumb subjects. All you have to do is follow what's natural. Okay, so the gastroenterologist put me on a plant restricted diet. Had to totally quit plant products to heal. Exactly, Gins. Thank you. So that's a really great example, because we think like, oh, they're so healthy, it's so fabulous. No, you guys, kale is so bad for the thyroid. It's a goitrogen. It can block iodine from getting into the thyroid. Then people have thyroid issues. Cruciferous vegetables can do that for thyroid sensitive people. Obviously, grains have destroyed people's lives, all grains. But what if it's sprouted? No! Grains bad. Like, all of it, people. Like, you, we're so aesthetic in this culture. We all want to look good. Then why won't people, they're like, but what did the guy say today? Because he's a beer drinker. And he's an actor. And I won't say his name. And I was like, you would be shredded if you just, because he's an actor. I'm using vanity to get him to listen. I said, you'd be shredded if you stopped drinking all that beer. And he's like, well, then I wouldn't have any fun. And I was like, wow, what a pathetic life that you live. If beer, which is so bad. And I asked him, I said, have you had your liver enzymes checked? He goes, yeah, I did 2 years ago. They told me to come back to the internist to talk about my liver, and I didn't go because it scared him. So I was like, okay, so you just not going to go to the doctor? He's like, nope. What happens when you get sick, or is that going to be fun? Then you won't be able to, I don't know, people just trip me out. So you guys, I'm going to talk real quick about what you can drink, which reminds me that I should drink some water. Janae, I don't know what you said, but I really trust Deborah's choices in deleting comments. Start to get pork belly in the morning, feel great after. Exactly. And then people have this fear of pork. It just irritates me. And they don't even know why. Like, you guys know why you do everything. We're so caught up in the 30-mile zone, the TMZ. We don't even know why we do what we do. When I ask people questions like, I don't know, I'm like, if I hear I don't know one more time, I'm going to put a fork in my eye and eat my own eyeball for the fat. Like, stop, people. Know what you do and why you do it. I don't care if it's relationships. Thank you, Shala. Thank you for donating to the super chat. Thank you always. Hey, LaShonda. So, I'm going to get to the water, what you can drink on keto. Now, there was a question posed somewhere, if you can drink alcohol on keto. And I about lost my freaking medulla. Okay? I recommend for you to see what it's all cruciferous vegetables on a keto diet. And we are still omnivores, so I still very much believe in vegetables, and I also believe in the prebiotic fiber of the vegetables. But you cannot be a person where the fiber gets stuck in your colon. So some people eat fiber and their constipation gets worse. So there's a lot about your whole digestive tract you have to learn. And if you've got thyroid issues, and do you cook the veggies and how much of the veggies? It's a lot of little moving parts. Yo, we got 140 people and we got 57 likes. For real? If you guys like up the stream, I hate to keep reminding, but I think I get new people sometimes. You guys like up the stream, that brings more visibility for me on YouTube. So there's a lot of people in this chat, and it would be awesome. There's over the double, but there's only 65 likes. Thank you, Martin Stokes. Thank you so much for donating to the super chat. Thank you. 14 months, 0 carb, 0 fiber, and all markers are still improving. So Reza is a really great example of how he or she like up this stream. Yeah, get the likes up, guys, so I can, because I'm going to sit down and take your questions. And this stuff is not easy. And I'm not going to just give you a bunch of Kool-Aid answers. Yo, I watch some other people's streams. I'm like, answer their questions, bruh. Like, so I'm going to do that. So let's get the likes up. Let's get the, I can't wait until YouTube changes its algorithm so we don't have to ask for likes. I wish you can like it up more than once. That would be awesome. That would be perfect, but it doesn't work that way. I don't know if maybe I've heard of BTA, but yeah. Okay, so I'll talk about teas because that follows in the fluids of keto. All right, so I'm just going to talk about liquids real quick, and then I'm going to go and look at your questions, and then I'm going to take more. I always say this, you guys, you 143 people, I can't see who you are. It doesn't show at all. So if you like up the stream, then it's not like, oh, she thinks I'm like liking her stuff. So I won't see it if you like it, but it does bring people to the channel. So if you guys don't mind liking up the stream, that would be awesome. For this 51-year-old old lady, but really young. Really young. Vegetarianism, I would think that, honey child. All right. Problem is that people don't, first of all, they don't drink enough water. Every time someone says that they drink a lot of water, and I don't care who I hang out with and where I go to, nobody drinks water. Like, if a friend comes over, I'm like, would you like some water? I can see them, if they're thirsty, they'll chug that water down real fast. I'm like, okay, they've been dehydrated a long time to chug that glass. But then after that, they won't drink for another 4 hours of us yapping. And, Christina Deborah's got, she on the trolls. She's my homie. She takes care of the troll. She's a troll slayer. Okay, so, when I'm around people, they never drink enough water. I never see it. They say they drink a gallon. I'm like, when? I don't see it. I'm like at the gym and I don't see people ever drinking water. I just never do. So I actually think that people underdrink and then they become so thirsty, then they guzzle the water. You don't become hydrated like that, you guys. You have to drink water throughout the day. It doesn't matter that you didn't drink water for 6 hours and then you drank a gallon later. It's too late by then. The body must be hydrated throughout the day to get water into the cells to be used. And that's a problem. You guys are very much low in magnesium, often potassium, and your sodium, potassium, magnesium, your electrolytes are low because you're just not drinking enough water. So with that said, thing that I was trying to preface on like what I heard if you can drink or not on keto is alcohol. And you can't. Where in whose crazy mind do you think that that is ketogenic? Like, what? Ridiculous. So let me educate y'all on why you can't drink alcohol. The biggest reason why you cannot get them, Deborah, get them. I know there's different types of vegetarian diets. I don't care. It's a plant-heavy diet, and you guys have issues. And, I don't mean to sound like a jerk, sorry. And you're eating plants out of season, so you have issues, period. Now, with that said, and then you're limiting everything. So then you're eating a lot of mono foods, and the gut doesn't like mono foods. It likes things to be switched up. So, you cannot drink alcohol on keto because alcohol has ethanol, and people have this thing like, well, I'll do vodka. And I'm like, no, that'll make you hypoglycemic. And if you have any propensity to be hypoglycemic or any type of blood sugar dysregulation, which y'all do, like most of you do, and then you drink vodka, your blood sugar goes boom, boom, and you become instantly hypoglycemic. This completely dysregulates your blood sugar, makes it really hard to get back into ketosis, even though there's no sugar in it. Just because there's no wine or sweet mixed drinks or anything like that, it doesn't matter, you guys. It's heavy in ethanol, and it'll literally make your blood sugar absolutely nuts. So if you're weighing more on the hypoglycemic side, which a lot of you guys are, and then you drink alcohol on keto, it just messes you up so bad. It takes weeks to regulate it back to normal. And that's a problem with a lot of people thinking or hearing out there in the keto ridiculous sphere that you can drink alcohol. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Okay, so you have thyroid problems, you have adrenal problems, right? You have blood pressure problems, and then you're gonna drink ethanol? What planet does that make sense? Y'all need to find new ways to entertain yourself. Are we that bored? For real? Can't you sit on a mountaintop and just look out there and enjoy that? Must we constantly be inundated with ridiculousness? I don't understand it. I understand it, but like, I'm 51. Like, I'm bored of what people are telling me is fun. If you really believe that BS, I feel sorry for you all. Because if you believe that TV and freaking alcohol and all of these societal norms are fun, I feel really sorry for you because you're not living. You know what I tell my clients who can't sleep? Go take your butt and sit outside for an hour before bed with a candle with a partner or a child and just be outside. We're ruining our eyesight because we're looking at things this close to our face. We're supposed to be looking over yonder. And we're not. And then you're wondering why half y'all can't freaking see correctly. Yes, honey, I'm preaching. Okay? Because, like, thank you, Sam. Yeah. Now, on the Dr. Oz show, I look all the 51 with that vampire makeup. I do. Oh, that makeup is so bad. And the woman was so lovely. And like I said, to her credit, she had like minutes to kind of mix brown people's skin foundation. Okay. Tea, please. I did say the tea. Teas, please. Oh, okay, teas, please. Okay, so I'm not talking about pork rinds, Christina. You know I'm talking about liquids right now. So, honey child, you just gotta wait. Okay, patience, people. And that's another thing. Y'all are not patient. We must be patient in today's society. All things to those who are come to those who are patient. All right, so ethanol is a no, guys. It'll really make you sick trying to do a keto because you're not adapted yet. It takes months and months and months to adapt, right? So every time I talk to people, they're like, so how long does it take to adapt? Like 7 days? Like 10? I was like, huh, you are seriously in denial. Keep looking at those dumb YouTube videos. No, it takes months and up to a year because your blood sugar is so whacked out. And then when you add alcohol, it's over. You're destroying your body. Now, coffee is a no. That's another stupid thing. Somehow people, thanks to Ashy, now people have this idea that drinking coffee is good on keto. And I'm not going to go into all the details because I really want to get to your guys' questions. But coffee has about 20 things that are so screwed up. First of all, it looks like tar, right? And that tar eats at the lining of your pipes, right? The mucus lining. The mucus lining that you need to protect your body. That's why if you drink too many cups in a row, it hurts. Well, I mean, like, simple math, people. But it has, like, antioxidants. No, it doesn't. When you roast it, most of them die. I mean, that's logical, right? You're going to kill something with heat and think there's a lot of antioxidant benefits. There isn't. And then there's mycotoxins, which is mold. Y'all have candida. All of you. You have a fungal freaking fungus overgrowth. You know what you see in your bathroom? That's going on in here and can get up here. Yes. Then you guys are not drinking organic coffee, which still you get glyphosate hovering over and flying in the air and landing on your coffee beans. And so you guys are drinking just coffee and it's got glyphosate on it and that destroys the gut wall. That just destroys your body. Hello? Ring, 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 ring. Yes? Cancer. It's from what? Banny plants. So I've never heard of that as the banny plant. So if you want to get more information, that would be awesome. Yes. Coffee beans have anti-nutrients in them too. So a lot of you guys have like issues with the gut wall on like different levels. And then it stays, a half-life can be 8, 10, 11 hours in your body. Only drink 1 cup in the morning. I'm like, that's all it takes, right? It dysregulates your L-tyrosine and then you can't sleep well. Chews at your lining of your pipes and it's acidic to the bloodstream. It's a diuretic, so you guys already have a hard time. Like, how many people are D deficient? Well, I take vitamin D, 15,000 IUs. I'm like, oh, that's really good for your liver. Like, what planet are we on where we think, as mammals, that we have to survive on pharmaceuticals? I try to tell people, like, you're not supposed to be on SSRIs. These are serotonin reuptake inhibitors, like antidepressants. Like, but I can't, like, when you tell somebody you're going to take like, they should not take these SSRIs, they have a they have a nuclear meltdown. And then you talk to people who've got thyroid disorder and you kind of get the same fear. I'm like, but you 38% like body fat on your T3. Exogenous. It's not working, people. People are looking for quick fixes. Instead of trying to fix their hypothyroidism or potentially their Hashimoto's, they're taking this. Now people are into the HRTs, right? The hormone replacement therapies. And for women, it's easier on men, so bad for women. Like, yo, again, ring, 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 cancer. You guys can fix your reproductive hormones on your own, even if you've gone through menopause. Men, even if you're going through an andropause. So what you drink, coffee, which is diuretic, you have a hard time, which overstimulates the adrenals, and now your sex hormones are just whacked out, and your sleep is whacked out, and you're not absorbing your nutrients from foods because it's a diuretic. You already have leaky gut, and there's like holes, right? Like a cartoon, and then you drink or eat nutrients and it just pours out of the holes and it's not being used. That's what coffee does. And it stimulates your adrenals. It's for, like, your body, y'all are tired. And then what does coffee do? Force you, these tiny little things that are the size of green peas, to start barfing out adrenaline because you sleepy at your job. You know what I mean? Or like Jay, like, we in New York, it was really warm, ironically. We sat outside and we ate, and I ordered a burger without the bun. The waitress was like, okay. I was like, no bun, no sauce. I said, do you have an avocado? She said, yes. I said, slap the avocado down. And I said, I brought my butter, and I was like, I'm good. You can put some lettuce on it, I don't care. And Jay had nachos, and they bring fries with my burger. I was like, I gave it to him. And on the way back to, thank you, Billy Williams, thank you. And he writes, hey, Steph, what's your take on Ayurvedic herbs? Well, sometimes people can't take adaptogenic herbs because they're nightshades. Like, y'all can't just stick anything in your mouth or even put on your skin. So sometimes they're good. They're Ayurvedic, am I saying it right? Herbs. And sometimes they're not good if you're really sensitive to plants. Ian, I really don't care that he beat cancer and he had coffee. You guys can't use one person to dictate a whole society of different levels of metabolic inflexibility. Never use one person. You can't use me. You cannot use me as you cannot use, let's say, what I eat on keto, because I've been doing this almost 11 years. So my body's very forgiving. If too many carbohydrates get into my diet, if too much protein gets in, my numbers, my blood sugar, my ketones remain super stable. So somebody trying keto and they're mimicking what I do, they wouldn't adapt. So I don't care what one person does. No, we have to take all populations and see the middle line of what most people do fare well on. People pull that on me. Well, this person looks like this. I'm like, it means nothing to me. Zero. Now you take many populations, now we're getting somewhere. So no caffeine, people, right? So let's look at homeboy's gut flora. And we're not factoring in adrenal insufficiencies. What did this, okay, so I was working with a woman on a Skype consultation who had type 2 diabetes, and her A1C was 7.9, which is very, very high. And then her blood sugars were from 2 to 400, which is like really deadly. And she got her blood sugar down to 96. So there's a great example of subjective science. She's no longer considered a type 2 diabetic, but now she can't, now she has problems with her her energy level. She's eating one meal a day. Her thyroid is like, help me, help me. And her body fat's just going. We have to deconstruct things and look at every little detail and be patient enough to do that. Okay, so Jasmine says, or in Sweden they say, Yasmin, I was forbidden for 4 weeks eating strictly meat and butter, fixed my circadian rhythm, no caffeine, no dairy, nothing, and no nothing. Yesterday I woke up with the most energy I've ever had, and I'm dancing. Yay, Yasmin, or Jasmine. Oh, Briseis is in the house. What's up? Okay, so, yeah, it has mold. So if you like really deconstruct things, sometimes life is a trade-off. Is it good that she got down her A1C and her glucose? But what's going on with her insulin? What's going on with her thyroid? What's going on with her adrenal function? And what's going on with her gut? I said, do you poop every day? She goes, yes. I go, is it floating? She's like, yes. Because people think that floating is normal, it's supposed to sink. So right there, she's not absorbing her nutrition. So things are a trade-off, right? So I had to school her. No caffeine, right? And the teas are even picky. You can't do yellow, green. You can't do decaf tea unless it's water pressed, and they still don't get the caffeine out. And the tea bags, they have mycotoxins. Y'all have leaky gut. Like, we're just feeding into the mess, right? So people are doing, like, you have to do like loose leaf tea. It's got to be an herbal tea, and you got to make sure you don't react to it, because people have histamine response on certain plants, and teas are plants. So you've got to know what works for you by experimenting, and that's the only way. When it comes to like almond milk, no. Milk, no. Maybe tiny amounts of raw, because raw milk has 10 grams of carbs per cup. It's just, you can't adapt on it. Perhaps A2 raw kefir in small amounts if you're not reacting to the milk proteins, which is whey and casein. What else? Kimchi and kombucha have too many carbs. People, get rid of it. And if you guys have certain bacterial overgrowth in your gut, and then you add a lot of fermented foods, because we've destroyed our gut through antibiotics and chemicals and whatever, then when you're adding these fermented foods, which were great for our ancient ancestors, you have an explosion of another bacteria now growing out of control. So that's all something you guys got to consider. Coconut milk. I really don't like you guys to drink coconut milk when you first start keto, because especially like in the cans, that water is straight up sugar. You would literally have to get thick coconut milk. Pull over. And then you would have to, nightshades are tomatoes and peppers, yes. Then you'd have to pour out the water, and like people are too lazy. They're just like making shakes out of like coconut milk. So you gotta be really careful. The best thing is water. Now, some people can do lemon water. Some people can do lemonade with stevia, but then you have to make sure that you don't, because lemon is a high histamine food. Some people like to drink apple cider vinegar. Some people like to make an iced tea. You can make a loose leaf iced tea with stevia, but you just got to make sure that you're, crossing your T's and dotting your I's. People ask if they can drink Zevia, and I'm like, carbonated water, it doesn't leach calcium out of the bone, so like Pellegrino does not leach calcium out of the bone. But you want to make sure that you don't drink bubble water to hydrate, because half of it's air. So people are running around dehydrated, and then keto people already have an electrolyte problem because they dump a lot of water via the kidneys in the beginning. So Zevia, as long as it doesn't have any sugar alcohols in it, you guys need to start looking at labels for, erythritol, xylitol, maltitol. It's just sugar. Monk fruit is sugar, people. Honey and banana not banana, coconut sugar, it's all sugar. Best thing to drink on keto is water. I don't know why that's so hard. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Gins. Thank you, Gins. Gins keeps pumping out some great information. So Gins is like, kombucha caused me thrush. Thrush is a fungus on the tongue, even in very small amounts, and was painful. See, because these fermented foods with the gut dysbiosis through modernization of our industry lifestyle, modern humans, can make your candida and everything explode and not actually take it away. You can't just use any probiotic. You've got to be very careful what you do to repopulate the gut, because you could have different overgrowths of different types of species of parasites and fungal and candida albicans spores. You've got to kind of figure out what type of overgrowth that you have so you can deal with it appropriately. Acid reflux, Rebecca, you can use apple cider vinegar. 20 minutes, neutralize a little bit with water, and drink it in a shot glass if you don't react and have a histamine response to apple cider vinegar. And yes, there's a lot of disclaimers because that's just the way that it is. Lemon water is a little bit too soft. Apple cider vinegar is better. And at the end of the day, there's betaine HCl with pepsin. Betaine HCl with pepsin. And you've got to go research it to know the details of how it works, which is hydrochloric acid and concentration, to digest food better. Okay, I suffer any recommendations for hot flashes, waking up every 2 hours, please advise. Susie, your adrenals are screwed up. You breathe wrong, stand wrong, probably exercise wrong if you do or don't. You stress too much. You probably have a gut dysbiosis. And I don't know if you're on any pharmaceuticals, but your adrenals are overfiring. I don't know if you drink coffee, right? So there we go with the coffee and the adrenaline and the, and they're not sleeping well and they're going to bed too late and too much blue light exposure. That's what creates the hot flashes. The adrenals are like, girl, I'm tired. Stop using my emergency gas tank as a main source of fuel. You guys who intermittent fast, adrenal problems. Like, it is what it is. But Dr. Fuchel says, Mr. Fungus says that it's so great with lowering your insulin, but it didn't factor in the hot flashes for women. Man, when these men try to figure out what's going on with women's bodies, oh no, I'm sorry, they don't. That's the problem. They don't, they're just, obesity, it's going to lower your insulin. Well, you could have a physiological insulin resistance rebound and your blood sugar starts getting all over the place, like this woman who booked a consultation with me who read Mr. Fungus's work. Hi, guys. It's not such a video without the siren, seriously. I love Kelly, but I'm actually thinking of maybe moving to a place where I don't hear sirens every second. No, Mr. Fungus. Hey, I'm not trying to use people's real names because I ain't trying to get up in the YouTube drama. Okay, 3 years in keto for seizures. For seizure control, started getting calcium, phosphate, kidney stones. Exactly. Just started doing lemon water because the doc recommended getting more citrate. Hoping it helps. Citrate for what? For the calcium issue? Were you taking calcium supplements? What was going on? I had acne when I ate gluten and grains, exactly. And now I'm on keto, eating fatty meats and veggies, no dairy and coffee. Now I've developed eczema, which I've never had. No, Lexi, you had it. You had eczema all the time, right? You had it all the time. It just didn't wake up. It's like me with melasma, right? It just came, like 9 months ago? Well, I use that stupid red light on my face. But I had it. I didn't put it in an environment where it would come out. Your eczema has always been there. You have a gut dysbiosis. You have leaky gut. And there are plants that you are eating, Lexi, that are giving you the eczema. Now you're good because you said in veggies. So one of those veggies, if not all of them, are creating the eczema. You got to figure out what it is. So I would definitely suggest going keto-carnivore for a week and then adding in one vegetable at a time to figure out which one was the problem. I do recommend keto for fatty liver people. There's a lot of theories that it could actually help the liver, but And I don't know if you've got alcoholic fatty liver or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So that also plays a role. I don't know if you're doing plant pectins to clear out the junk, or turmeric, or ginger, or apple cider vinegar, or like lemon for your liver. But you have to make sure you don't react to these plants. All citrates helps kidney stones from forming, citrus, potassium citrate, lemon juice, etc. Gotcha. RN. Actually think that have you thought of doing a, oh, Gary, Lord have mercy, child, spending his whole paycheck on me, and I'm not even Whole Foods. All right. He says, hi, Stephanie. Good information tonight. Thank you, Gary. Gary's always a really big supporter of me. Thank you, Gary, for donating the 50 to the super chat. That's what's up. And, you know, Gary's a hard worker. He's a humble person. And he keeps donating these large amounts to me. Thank you so much, Gary. You've always been such a positive support in my life. Thank you. Okay. Y'all, let me check on my chicken. Sorry, Janae, I thought you were encouraging it. Oh, okay. I was wondering, because I thought Janae was like more... Hold on a second. I'm going to check my chicken. Hello. Hello. Daylight savings is messing up my... It's almost ready. Yes, honey. Yes. The girl's going to eat. What? Okay. Let me see. And go, Gary. Thank you, Victoria, for supporting Gary. Cats develop fatty liver when fed carbohydrates. Exactly. So, you know, you can get fatty liver from eating carbohydrates, blood sugar dysregulation, sweet sugars, and fruit. That's non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And then there is the alcoholic one. So I don't know which one was that. And, oh, I wanted to know if you had thought of doing any type of flush for the whole biliary system that creates stones, which is your gallbladder, liver, and kidneys. So, yes. I wonder what you were doing to, you said calcium. Not against drinking water regular, but drinking water won't flush the minerals from our blood. I would like to know how to keep the right levels of minerals. What are you talking about, Hugo? What do you mean, like, what wording are you using? Water won't flush minerals from our blood? Can you contextualize that? That literally makes no sense to me in the form that you wrote it. So I'm talking about hydration. So can you contextualize your comment? Otherwise, I don't even know what you're talking about, baby cakes. Let me put some light on. You know, all stuff that's like physiology and biology has to be contextualized. Ooh, that light is funky. It's getting dark, guys. Daylight savings. Gives me a little light, right? Lexi, I talk about carnivore keto, and then I monitor people. But no, I don't do a carnivore keto protocol because I'm just learning how to do it with my clients right now, like right now. So I'm definitely not the expert at it, but everybody who's done carnivore keto, if they don't have a thyroid, if they don't have thyroid symptoms, they do amazingly on keto carnivore, which is I keep the macros the same as keto, and I just the protein the same, the fat the same, cut out all the vegetables. Jennifer, everyone's different. It's depending on how, if you're sweating, if you're a big person, if you're playing ball, you're going to have to up your water. But they often say between 2 to 3 liters, like around 2 liters for a woman, 3 for a man, but sipped all day long. People can over drink water, you guys. There are people who are like always dehydrated even though they drink water, and their cells do not absorb the water very well. The cells become a little difficult to absorb the water because of too much water. So you want to stabilize that cell activity to be able to, cell strength, not activity, to be able to take in the water. Cats, fatty liver, cats are obligate carnivore, they especially can't handle carbs. Why people feed cats, doesn't, even I don't have a cat, and I know that cats are total carnivores. Like I'm just not, it freaks me out to see people eating like kibble and dry food for cats. Like, why? I don't understand it. I'm not a cat expert, but shouldn't they be eating meat? Oh, I think I have thyroid issues as my hair is falling out. Never happened when I ate more carbs. Lexi. Okay. So I did a post about hair falling out on the course page today, which is quite interesting. A lot of people whose hair is falling out on keto, they had hyper or hypothyroidism before. They just weren't symptomatic, that they could recognize the symptoms. And then when you do keto, right, and it depends on the growth stage of your hair, but when you do and then okay, so when you're doing keto and you're not producing enough viable ketones because your macros are wrong, your stress is wrong, your sleep is wrong, your breathing is wrong, everything's wrong, the hair just starts coming out in clumps. So you have to time out your macros perfectly to avoid the dropping of your T3. It's just super important. Your whole lifestyle has to be, come on, focus. It's getting darker and darker, you guys, and it's harder for my phone to focus with such low light. So people can do a ketogenic diet and actually improve their thyroid function. But if you don't, if everyone's like, it's so much work. If you're one of those people, don't do keto. If you seriously want to heal your autoimmunity, like, you got to roll up the sleeves and get ready, y'all, because it's going to be a lot of work. You can go on all these other channels, and they're going to give you this horrible food choices, these horrible recipes, like, no disclaimers. Like, we all love to eat, but if you're going to put out a food that's a nightshade, and you're going to put out a food that's this or that, it's like this one woman's like, oh, you know, I went on keto, now I developed eczema. I said, no, baby, you always had it. Right? But now you're eating a bunch of mono foods on keto, and now you're exacerbating the issue with your eczema. It's the same thing with the thyroid. It's not that keto did not give you thyroid. You had that before. Like, I can't stand that my phone no longer can focus. Okay, hard work. Where do I start to heal Hashimoto's? Should I do carnivore to heal my gut? I definitely have gut issues. And to be honest, Lexi, unless you do like a consultation with me, you are very sensitive on telling you what to do. A blurb of information does not give me or warrant me the platform to tell you to do big decisions. Like, I just need to talk to you and figure out your whole entire existence, your Hashimoto's history, all of it, your diet, your lifestyle, everything, before I tell you what to do with Hashis or tell you to do carnivore. What's the best way to get deep sleep? I mean, that's another like loaded answer because, you guys, it's just, phone's not doing well. Because when it comes to sleep, like, simple answers are go sit outside with a candle, seriously, an hour before bed. Turn off all of your technology. Use red lamps or orange lamps, blue light blocking glasses. Limit your screen time. Don't take showers right before bed because that wakes up your central nervous system. Do mouth taping, right? Sominex has a product that covers your mouth so you're forced to breathe through your nose, which relaxes your central nervous system. Don't work out at night. Like, there's so many things. Don't eat a bunch of food at night because your body doesn't digest fully at night. It slows down digestion, and then you have putrefied food just sitting in your gut, not being digested, and then this whacks out your blood sugar. The caffeine thing, like, there are so many things, like, stop watching TV or don't freaking read a book or look at your phone or iPad or laptop or television screen in your bed. Bed is for sleep, and like awake activities are for sitting up, or else you're going to teach your body to be awake in bed and tired in the middle of the day. Okay. Thank you guys for getting the likes up. Can we get a few more likes up? Because I definitely have to go soon. My food is almost ready. And my body's still on New York time zone, so I am a little tired. I'm not going to lie. You hear that in my little voice? I'm getting like the old voice from being a little tired. The time change and just coming from New York all hit at once. Plus, I got no sleep in New York, and all I do is run around. Good stuff. Always love and appreciate you and your honesty, Steph. Thank you. Thank you for educating us. Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you, little pump gun. Even though you like you sexy, I'm really not. And you know what? If you think that my brain is sexy, we in a good spot, right? I'm just tired. Even though, like, I wear little workout tops to show you the consistency, so no one can ever go back to 10-year-old videos and now and say, you know, oh, she got fat 2013. You will never see that. You will see me age backwards on keto. This is my video dialogue or video, archive to show you guys that keto does so much to your epigenetics. So if I'm sexy, please let it be of the mind, because I feel like guys don't ever look at that anymore. Maybe because women are not showing their body and having a mind at the same time. I don't know. Okay. See, good to hear the hard truths. It is, Linda. I mean, you guys know my reputation is being straight to the point. Sometimes, I wouldn't say it gets me in trouble because I'm too old to get in trouble. I just don't care. But it makes it's sad. It's sad. We hold back. I was talking to another guy today, and I was asking him, like, what kind of girls do you like? And he's like, I like when they're real, and I like when they're in guard. And I was like, but you're not like that. He's like, well, yeah. I go, no, remember this conversation. I was like, you hold back. You never show how you really feel. And he was like deer in a headlight. Like, I literally caught him being a hypocrite. It was interesting. Anyway, he's like 30 years old, you know. Awesome Q&A session. Your answers helped and makes sense. We'll definitely check out your page. Love that you keep it real. Can't wait to see you on Dr. Oz. Oh, thank you so much, Lexi. You guys, forgive me that I'll look like a vampire on the Dr. Oz show. Like, I looked at the video clip and I'm like, that does not... You know what? Maybe I'll upload the video. They said I could... They sent me the video clips that I can upload. I was like, ew, I look gross. And it's not just like... Because my outfit's slayed. Like, neck down, body on point, face, vampire. Like, white foundation and blue eyeshadow. And, like you put on a doll, like 2 pink shadow, like stripes. I should have had Jeffree Star do my makeup or something. Okay, let's see here. There are tons of options. There's tons of options, and you will need to choose what works for you. Yes. Honestly, veggies are not essential food. Nope, they're not. Good if you tolerate them. But I don't. I practically ate carnivore for two out of the 3 months. And Ginza's right, you guys. Like, you guys don't know what veggies... Like, I've eaten a lot of veggies, and I realized, like, the one veggie that, like, my body gets a little weird with is broccoli. Now, some people do great on broccoli. Focus bump. Look at that. Magic, right? But broccoli make me a little bloated, and it used to not. So I'm like, interesting. Okay, guys, we're at over an hour yet now, and I think it's time to go. I'm a little tired, and I think I will enjoy the Cali. You guys, I just love Cali. Even with all the homelessness and the nastiness and the sirens, right? Look at this. Y'all have to look at this. It's just, so nice. Sorry, you guys, I'm digressing big time right now. I don't care. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, it's just so nice tonight. I love it. I love it. So fabulous. So fabulous. Look at that. Look at Cali, people. Look at that. That's what I pay for. I pay for living in a shoebox. Y'all know I live in a shoebox. Right? But the weather, I like get up and I'm like, Because the weather's just perfect. It's like, it's not humid, it gets cool in the evening, you can wear a little jacket, it's fabulous. You can go to the mountains, you go snowboarding, and then go to the beach. Oh, I love it. Love, 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 love. Smoggy, I don't care, honey child. LaShonda, you can go to parts of Cali that have no smog at all, right? Just get away from the industrial areas, go to Big Bear, go to Mammoth, go to the beach, the coast. It's not smoggy there. All the coastline, so beautiful. Says I live near the valley, and that's when the smog gets trapped. LaShonda, broccoli sprouts are great for people who digest broccoli well. I just happen to not. It's the one food I don't digest well. Thanks for the live stream. I would love to do a consultation. Should I go and do an IG test before it? Nah, you don't have to, Lexi. Like, my question, I'm so well versed at this stuff. Child, just sit down and ask this. I always ask questions, right? I get people to give me on my consultations. First thing I do is like, all right, talk to me. Let's talk about your metabolic inflexibility. Anything you want me to know. If you want to start back when you in your mama's utero, you want when you're in utero, in the baby, inside the belly. You want to start there. You want to start about your mother's health. We can go all the way back, and then we go through your metabolic health history, and then I want to know if you've done keto or not, and I want to know everything, and I just write it all down because writing helps me remember everything. And then I start asking more questions, and then people have questions. And then we go and create a whole, this is the short end of it. We make a whole new ketogenic protocol because now I have all of those little nuggets of information to help me understand what's going on with you. And you can literally put people in groups. Like there's this person, right? He's an adrenal person. Here's the reproductive hormonal issue. Here's the thyroid person. Here's a PCOS person. Here's the man with low testosterone, polyps, right? People who've got high blood pressure on medications, people on SSRIs, like people who are constipated, got loose stool, they got issues. A lot of guys have gut issues. People who've got like food addictions, and people who just like the night shift workers, the third shift, second shift, like people with kids, all this kind of stuff. People with insulin resistance, diabetes, all of that. Woo! And oh, food is ready. It is definitely time to go. Thank you everyone for joining this chat. Sorry I'm a little tired. Well, let me turn this off. I'll beep forever. I want to say again, Dr. Oz's experience was absolutely grade A. He gets an A+. You know why? Because the producers were super nice to me and they let me just say whatever I wanted to say, but in an organized fashion. And they did not try to trick or fool or steal anything. I think that's the stupidest thing, that people think that the show, Dr. Oz show, is stealing people's stuff. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Stupid, ridiculous. The main producer had been following my stuff for a long time. Clearly, she didn't steal anything, and my version of keto is the right way to do it. So I had a really great experience on that show. So now I realize, you know, maybe I should start to be a little bit more polished and take this opportunity to do a couple more shows to reach people. And it was very interesting. A big part of the audience was a lot of black women. I was like, oh, okay. And I've got some video, I'm going to upload it onto YouTube, that I actually spoke to the audience outside. Of course, I was the only one out of all those guests that did that. Hello, I'm with my people. I mean, not the skin color, but all kinds of people from the audience. Like, seriously, after the show ended, first of all, I watched the whole show. All those people left. They're like, oh, we've got your car waiting for you, Miss Person. I was like, no, I'm in a car. Child, I'm good. Let me go sit in the audience now, watch the show like a normal person in the audience. So I did that, and I could have gone out the side door to a car. Thank you, Gins. Thank you. Good night. Thank you so much, Gins. Thank you. And I decided to actually go walk out with the audience. I just wanted to be with the people. So we walk out, and I'm like, you know, you are like cattle walking out of the show. None of the guests were there. They were gone. And I was like high-fiving the audience. I was like, woo! I said, give me a high-five. And I was like, row number 2, high-five. Row number 3, high-five. And everybody was like, the guests were like over there. And then I walked outside with all of these audience members, and there was like all these people all the way around me. It's really, really cool. My friend did a video of it, and I was just talking to them about the real keto. The real keto, right? The real version of it. And they were just there. It was really cool. It was really awesome to talk and connect with the audience instead of just jumping into a driver's car and just leaving off to my hotel or some stupid thing like that. You need help, I need to go about it. You can go to stephanieperson.com. I do consultations. I might be almost fully booked, but then I will reopen the calendar. So there'll be more bookable dates. I also have a keto course, you guys, that you sign up through the website. And Deborah writes, to book a consultation, go to her website, stephanieperson.com. You guys have an Instagram, which I post stories every day, which is Stephanie Ketogenic. And my Facebook is Stephanie the Business, as in the business, right? This is the business at 51. Boom! This is the business. That's what it meant. You guys start calling me that. I didn't call myself that. What's for dinner? I got some I'm eating liver every day. Like, I love it. I don't know what y'all's tripping on. Liver is so good. I have liver, beef heart. I'm not gonna have beef heart tonight. I'm gonna have liver, and I'm gonna have a chicken drummy, and I'm gonna have a bunch of fat and some avocado. Simple, tasty. All my food tastes good, and I'm good to go. Thank you so much, guys. As you can see, my freaking camera will not focus because it's getting too dark, and it's daylight savings, but it's only 5 something now. I love it because people always ask me if I'm single. Child, it doesn't matter if I'm single or not. You could not handle me. Sorry. Sorry. Y'all who are asking if I'm single, like, you got to understand, like, attraction. I used to do Steph stories. I quit doing that. Y'all have to understand. You can't just ask a woman if she's single because she may not be interested in you. I'm sorry. That's the way it is. Like, people are like, are you single? Like, what I find attractive in a person, like, you don't even know. Plus, I'm a strong ass woman, and I go like this to men, boo, boo, and then they run away. It's not that simple. Yeah, like, guys, are you single? Are you married? Trust me. Spend 5 minutes hanging out with me, and you'll be running from me with garlic around your neck and a cross. Trust, okay? I'm just saying. And I'm just being silly, so don't take me personally. But it is the thing that I find is a very funny conversation. Like, are you single? Are you married? I'm like, okay, how fast can I get rid of this person? Let's start talking about science. Literally, if I talk science to a guy, they're gone. If I start talking about genealogy or history, if they're not an expert in that subject, they are gone. They're gone. And all you women out there know that, like, are you married? You're like, does it matter if I am or not? Y'all, men, you have to have, here's the thing, I'm doing this as a side note, you women understand this. If a guy is hitting on you, why doesn't he see if you interested back? Like, they gotta look in your eyes and see if there's a connection. But guys don't do that. They'll be like, ma'am, are you married? I'm like, are you single? And I'm like, attraction goes on a lot of different layers for Stephanie because she's 51, right? And it's not that I'm picky, but I got a brain up in here. And I'm like 51 going on like 29, 30. Like, you want to go skateboard with me? No, you scared to skate? Don't hang out with me. If you're too afraid to get on a skateboard and go skate a ramp with me, you definitely don't want to hang out with me. I am not the girl for you, okay? If you don't like backpacking in the Serengeti when there's like creatures and bugs, you definitely are not the guy for me. And if you don't like talking about straight up hardcore science or history or haplogroups or hominids, I'm not the girl for you. I just lost like 20 people by doing that. I talk science to them just to see if they will run glazed eyes and stupidity or turn off. R.N. Kim. Y'all women know what I'm talking about. Because, like, guys are so funny. It's like, oh, you're attractive, so therefore I'm going to make you my wife. And I'm like, okay, let me be your wife for a day, and you will literally run with a cross. Like, she's a demon. Like, literally, you will not like me at all. There's no. I actually, with a lot of the guys, like when I go to the gym, or even some of the conversations, but even in the conversations that I have with some of the guys, I have to, like, really edit down all the stuff that I like to talk about because I'm going to lose them real fast. Like, we're losing pulse. Like, we're losing the pulse. And with the guys, the young guys at the gym, it's like, all right, let's do some pull-ups. Like, let's do a pull-up. No, that's not true. I do talk serious about sometimes, but I can't go, or I talk deep. Like, I was talking to the one today about what he finds attractive in a woman, and I had to, and he literally was like, I gotta go now. I've been at the gym for a long time. I was like, oh, did I scare you? He's like, oh, you didn't scare me. Well, I guess I did, fool. Don't lie. Ask them about their life's purpose. They will run. Oh, seriously? That is the question, right? If somebody asked me what was my life's purpose, I'd be like, oh, that's a really interesting question. Where do I start, right? Because that can encompass a lot of different things. and I don't think that far into what my life's purpose is, that's a really hard question to answer for anyone. But child, you are so right. Watch a guy run. That's what's happening with men today. Forget left and right and all this stupid nonsense, or black and white. Seriously, ask an individual what their life's purpose is, or man. Or when's the last time you cried, like to a macho, insensitive man, not an empath, a bit narcissistic. When's the last time he cried? And he will run. Trust. What makes you feel vulnerable? What do you mean, what makes me feel vulnerable? What do you mean? I don't mean to mess with this guy. I was just trying to ask a simple question. So, I don't know you. It's just a profile picture. Like, I'm not really barking at you. I'm just barking at the concept that I get a lot if I'm single or not. And it's so funny because if you actually saw me in person, I'm not a big person, but my energy is very strong and it scares guys off. You only eat low glycemic food or plantains? No, they're not keto at all. They're straight starch. Okay, I need to shut up because my food is ready. Oh shoot, it's getting late. Okay, I gotta go. I have my friend's like, you're supposed to call me. I just saw the message now. Eating broccoli makes you feel vulnerable. Huh? Exactly. No, it makes me gassy. It doesn't make me feel vulnerable. We'll scare a guy out of the room every time. No. Okay, guy. Last time I teared up was watching The Magic Pill. I haven't even watched it yet. I should watch it just for Nora Gagatas. But I don't like when I hear wrong information. Get all tripping up. You're too competitive. Let loose. Enjoy people around you. No, ketone burner. That's your perception of me. You don't know who I am. I'm not competitive. I'm only competitive if somebody is wanting to be in that competitive zone. When I'm having a conversation, I'm very chill. This is your perception of me on the internet, and here's another example of somebody trying to judge me based on looking at me on a screen. I am, what you guys see right now is only like a fifth of my personality. And I'm talking to 97 people right now. So this is what you get. Don't judge these people on the internet by the cover. Trust me, a lot of us aren't showing our true side because it's not in the side of, it's not contextual. When I'm in a one-on-one conversation, completely different stuff, with the base of me being the same. Okay, so better go. I thought it was gone. Oh my god, that's awesome. Okay, did I say that's awesome like Kim Kardashian? Oh my god, this is so fabulous, so awesome. Okay. I'm good. I'm tired. I need to eat. Bye, guys. And my friend just gave me a message on Facebook. We were supposed to call. I haven't talked to him in a long time. All right. Bye, guys. Peace out. As I not dominate my friend on the phone in a few minutes. Thank you, Stephanie. Don't forget to show the thumbs up love. Don't forget to Jessica says, give some thumbs up love before you guys go. Thank you, guys. This was a great chat, even though it's so dark now and I probably got a big, huge hat line. Do I? Yeah, I do. Look at that. It's like pressing on my scalp. Okay, guys. Bye. Peace out.